up, guys? It is TheMildOtaku coming at you guys with another RWBY theory. Now this theory centers around Penny, and you guys can think of this video as a sort of tribute video to Penny's character, since we all know that a good portion of the RWBY fandom were doing the exact same thing that RWBY and Pyro were doing. You know, bawling their eyes out. R.I.P. Penny, you will be missed. But alright people, let's be serious now. We all know that Penny's coming back. I'm honestly surprised we did not see someone salvaging through Penny's body parts right there and pull out some kind of hard drive or a tiny generator or something that may even possibly contain all of Penny's knowledge and maybe even her soul stored within it. But enough about that, let's get on to the review. So my theory pertains to Penny. What exactly was the motive behind Penny's creation? We know full well that Penny believes her purpose is to save the world. So naturally, we assumed at the time that Penny meant she was going to help protect the world by fighting the forces of Grimm. However, Cinder during her speech in episode 9 brought up an amazing argument when she says, "What need would Atlas have for a soldier disguised as an innocent little girl? I don't think the Grimm could tell the difference." When I heard this, things just started to click to me. Cinder had made a great point. The Atlas military did not have to go as far as to create a synthetic person. They could have made their jobs a whole lot easier if they had just decided to create a fully functional combat-ready robot that is not disguised as a human. It technically would not have made any changes to the goal or motive that the Atlas military had in mind when they created Penny, which was apparently to fight the Grimm. As we know though, through the world of Remnant 3 Grimm, the Grimm exclusively attack humans and their creations. So in actuality, this proves that regardless of the appearance that they would have given Penny, the Grimm would have attacked her nonetheless, because she is a creation made by humans. So this leaves me to believe that the Atlas military had an ulterior motive for creating Penny than the one we had previously thought. Penny had to be built the way she was and look the way she does for two main reasons. The first being a more personal reason, which was to accomplish Penny's father, the scientist, the Mr. Geppetto character if you will, accomplishing his dream of having a daughter. Penny's father clearly cares greatly about Penny and her well-being, since he clearly showed to be frustrated and angered at laying witness to Penny's dismemberment since he began to grip tightly at his armrest. And in RWBY Volume 2, Chapter 3, he had asked Penny not to venture out too far inside of Vale. Another interesting thing to note about this act is that it coincides with the idea that Penny's father wants to provide Penny with as many chances to be able to enjoy and experience the life of an ordinary girl as he can, since we know full well that the Atlas military would prefer to just keep Penny under constant surveillance if they had their way. Now, this brings up another important question. Why is Penny's father working with the Atlas military and allowing them to use Penny as a military experiment? We can see that he is clearly an intelligent man. Did Ironwood offer him a high-paying job in the military? Probably, but that is not the real reason why Penny's father is working with the military. As we already know, Penny's father built Penny. She says this back in Volume 2, Chapter 4. Though, when RWBY asks, "Did he build you all by himself?" Penny responds with, "Well, almost. He had some help from Mr. Ironwood." This means that Penny's father could not completely build Penny with the technology he had. So, he had to get outside assistance from Ironwood, and by extension, that meant assistance from the Atlas military. So, what kind of technology could the Atlas military have possibly possessed that Penny's father did not? Well, just the state-of-the-art Atlas technology that enables them to capture someone's aura, that's what. And how Crow would put it, cramming it to something else that we had found out about in Volume 3, Chapter 6. Now then, I believe Penny's father built the vast majority of Penny throughout the years of hard work, but no matter how hard he tried, Penny would just not start up, and eventually one day Ironwood appeared before Penny's father since he heard rumors about what he was doing and working on, and you know, he offered a hand. Now, with the combined efforts of Penny's father and Atlas military technology, Penny was successfully created. Thus, a compromise had to be made between Penny's father and Ironwood. Now, what would Ironwood want with Penny, you may ask? You know, fight the Grimm? We've already went through this, and no, I don't believe it was to fight the Grimm. And I believe that was just a fake front, a facade. It was just a believable excuse to deceive everyone who would happen to find out about Penny. Heck, I don't even think Penny and her dad know what the military's true motive is. So, this brings me to my second reason as to why Penny had to be built the way she was and look the way she does. First, let's go back to RWBY Volume 2, Chapter 3. While RWBY and Penny were walking around Vale, they happened to stumble upon Atlas military making an unveiling of some of their new military technology, the Atlesian Knight 2.0 and the Atlesian Paladin. Now, let's be honest here. When you guys saw this scene, were any of you thinking that Ironwood was not really talking about the Paladin, but instead was secretly referencing Penny? Because why would Ironwood mention there being many situations that undoubtedly required a human touch when talking about the Atlesian Paladin that was created to defend the borders of the kingdoms? And since these are times of peace, apparently, that means that these were created in order to combat the Grimm specifically, right? But as we already know, you don't have to be a human to fight the Grimm. The Atlas military had already been using mechanical robots like the AK-130 and the now Atlesian Knight 2.0 to protect the people from the Grimm, as we clearly see in this episode, episode 10, during the invasion. So this leaves me with another question. What kind of situation in specific can Ironwood be referencing to? What kind of activity or job can a human do that that a mechanical robot cannot? What kind of military task or activity can someone who is only human, at least seemingly, accomplish that a mechanical robot that is not trying to be disguised or seen as anything other than a robot cannot do? You guys want to know what I think? I think the Atlas military this whole time has not just been specifically testing Penny's combat capabilities. I believe they have been testing how well she can blend into society, how well she can adapt to her surroundings, how well she can interact with people. This whole time Vale has just been used as one huge testing ground for Penny. Think about it, Ironwood purposely had certain soldiers know that Penny is a synthetic person and others who did not know. I believe Ironwood wanted to see and test out how many people Penny can fool into believing that she is a real human and for how long. Ironwood and their military scientists wanted to see if Penny can fool her teammate, her fellow competitors, the large crowd of spectators in the stands, and the massive amounts of people throughout the kingdoms watching the festival live on television. Do you guys want to know why? It is because a synthetic person like Penny would be an ideal soldier for military tasks or missions of espionage, infiltration, reconnaissance, and surveillance, these kinds of jobs. I bet if Penny had gotten through the whole tournament with no one finding out about her, Ironwood was going to make the call of striving to mass produce more synthetic people like Penny, but coming out in all these different shapes, sizes, and other physical features to have a vast variety of all these models, and slowly but surely start to transport these synthetic soldiers throughout the kingdoms and have them integrate into their societies and groups so that these synthetic soldiers can be the eyes and the ears of the Atlas military to help stop crimes before they happen and just overall bring crime to a minimum. So in conclusion, these synthetic people would technically be doing the job that Penny herself believes to have, which is to save the world, but in a different way than we had previously expected. So yeah, this has been TheMildOtaku with my RWBY Volume 3, Episode 10, Penny Theory. You guys can choose to agree with it or not. I at least hope you guys found something interesting in my theory. Comment down below your guys' own crazy RWBY theories or what you guys thought of mine. And remember, I don't bite. Or do I? But nah, for real, like I said last time, I don't bite, people. So yeah, rate the video. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you guys are new. I'd really appreciate it. Catch you guys later and stay gold.